So I found another example of someone coming up with their own idea of what a soft brand split for AEW would look like. And no hate to them, but there's just so many dynamics. You're cutting in half or separating for who knows how long, and other things that are just being centralized on one show and just can't exist on the other show in that case. So they have a separate men's and women's rosters set up here for Dynamite and Collision. I'm going to go through them back and forth so that we can point out what each show is getting. So for the men's roster, the AEW World Champion is Darby Allin. For the Collision roster, the men's AEW World Champion is Jon Moxley. So we've already added a championship, which is what I said in the last brand split talk video. If we're going to do a soft brand split, we may as well just do the hard one and get 2 world championships. So that I understand here, but people have already been complaining about too many championships, so then those conflict. Both those sides of the argument conflict. Dynamite gets AEW Tag Team Champions Private Party. Collision gets AEW Continental Champion Okada. Which this works in the case of separating the championships by show, but what's the point of having tag team matches on Collision if the champions are on Dynamite? So it's like at that point, we don't need to have tag matches on Collision. Even though Collision kind of grew up off of dynamic tag team matches. AEW Dynamite gets AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita, and Collision gets the AEW Trios Champions, the Death Riders. That does align with the World Champion being Jon Moxley still in this picture. But you have now separated Darby Allin from the story completely. So there's that dynamic gone. Then over to the featured talents. AEW Dynamite has Will Ospreay. Collision has Adam Page. Dynamite has Swerve Strickland. Collision has Adam Cole. Dynamite has MJF. Collision has Jay White. Dynamite has Kenny Omega. Collision has Max Caster. Dynamite has Orange Cassidy. Collision has Ricochet. Dynamite has Adam Copeland. Collision has Powerhouse Hobbs. Dynamite has Kyle Fletcher. So in this case, we've separated Adam Page from Kenny Omega's possible dynamic, Adam Cole from MJF, Jay White from MJF. Max Caster is listed alone here. Bowens isn't listed at all. We've separated Ospreay from Ricochet, Fletcher from Hobbs, Adam Page from Swerve Strickland. Do you see what I'm like? These stories cannot continue if they're separated. So that's a big popular dynamic gone. Then they listed tag teams and factions for both. Dynamite has the Young Bucks, the Outrunners, FTR, the Gun Club, MXM Collection, and Top Flight, while Collision has the Hurt Syndicate, House of Black, La Facción Ingobernable, Patriarchy, Undisputed Kingdom, and Shane Taylor Promotion. Now we've separated Jay White from the Gun Club, so there goes Bang Bang Gang. You cut them in half if Juice Robinson's on Collision. You separated the Patriarchy from Adam Copeland, so Christian and Adam Copeland can't interact. Separated the Hurt Syndicate from Swerve Strickland, so they can't interact. It's things like that. I would want to see that, but if we do this, that's never going to happen. And for the women's roster, they put the TBS Championship on Dynamite, along with a new AEW Women's International Championship, making essentially the TBS Championship a World Championship. And then Collision getting the Women's World Championship and Women's Tag Team Championship. So yes, we would be adding championships, like I said, with the TBS Champion being Mercedes Moné, the Women's World Champion being Mariah May, Women's International Championship and the Women's Tag Team Championships being completely to be decided. They couldn't pick, I guess. The featured talents on Dynamite: Toni Storm, Anna Jay, Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter, Penelope Ford, Athena, Camille, and Layla Gray. And on Collision, Willow Nightingale, Britt Baker, Chris Statlander, Shafir, Hikaru Shida, Serena Deeb, and then listing tag teams for someone to go for the Women's Tag Team Championships, being the Vendetta, Red Velvet, and Queen Aminata. ROH reasons. Riho and Yuka, for God knows whatever reason. The Outcasts, Fire and Ice, and Julia Hart and Sky Blue. So we've separated Queen Aminata from the TBS Championship, so that's gone. Separated the Outcasts from Jamie Hayter. So that feud, well, that feud's done. That's fine. But we've separated Jamie Hayter from the Women's World Championship and Athena. They've separated Willow Nightingale from Orange Cassidy, so no more Willow conglomeration. They've separated Willow Nightingale, Julia Hart, and Chris Statlander from the TBS Championship. I don't think a lot of this would work. I don't think just about any of it would work. Forget that. Don't. We're gonna cut a bunch of the most iconic dynamics in half to have new ones that I don't see anyone really caring for, or we force some of the smaller ones that people didn't care for or didn't really care. I just don't see any point in splitting these rosters. I don't, because split a roster, we can add a championship. That's not necessarily going to make anybody tune in. It's not. We can have these dynamics on these shows without separating the roster. We can do that still. And we don't need, if you're really trying to force these new championships, go on ahead. You're just going to upset more people. It's all good. But if y'all really want to split the brands this bad, we're just going to get more championships. If you don't want more championships, then there's no point in not splitting anything. That's all I want to talk about that. Honestly, there's really no point in splitting these rosters. There's no more to it. Unless we're going all, if we're not going all in, no pun intended, there's no point in even soft brand splitting. It's dumb. Even if they found this idea slightly feasible and they went for it, I don't think I would like that. But hey, it's up to them. It's not up to us. So let them decide how they're gonna do this. Get off my video.